It's been a unique year for us. Right now I would say probably 80% of our team is freshmen or redshirt freshmen. So you have a program that has really high expectations. You have a lot of people coming in and understanding what those are and trying to meet them. And there's also the fact that we're young and figuring it out. So it's kind of balancing those two things. That's kind of where we're at. So far, we've seen a lot of good things, and I'm excited about, where we're going to go in the next 3-4 years.
What are some events this year that stood out for you as growth days for your program?
I think the first meet is always a good day for growth. It's their first introduction to college racing. We always have some really good teams at our home meet. So that's always awesome because they can kind of see, this is what we have to do to achieve at this level. It's low key, but there's also, because it's us, there's expectation. The next one for us is always GRIAC. You get a huge field and then some of the best teams in the country. And actually, I think overall, we probably didn't place as high as we would have liked, but I think as a team with the young people we had a really good showing. They kind of realized, hey, we can run with anybody here as we develop and mature as athletes.
And you just had your NSIC Championships, which we hosted.
Yeah.
Talk about your team and individually how you think that went.
On the men's side, Josh and Nadir ran great. They've been pretty consistent for us all season long. After that, we had a group of freshmen. So you're allowed to run 12 guys at the conference championship. Of our 12, 10 were guys racing at a championship for the first time. So overall, it was a great experience for them. I think outcome-wise, they didn't see the place that they wanted to see. A lot of them ran fast times, but we're still a little let down. So there's that part of it. As a coach, I find that, I guess, a little exciting because when you have expectations, people want to meet them. They aren't always pleased. And we have a whole group of people right now who aren't pleased and have a point to prove going into the regional championship. Women's side, Marissa and Catherine, front two runners, same as usual. And then the experience there, parallels our men. A lot of people who are racing, one in a championship setting for the first time as freshmen. And then for Marissa and Catherine, they're trying to navigate for the first time, not having to run behind Molly Montoni and Mackenzie Smith. So there's a little bit of a learning curve there as you have people like that who've been in the program for years and years and years. If you're having a little bit of an off day, they would cover up for you. There's no one there to take the heat anymore. So they're figuring out that a little bit at a time and growing.
And looking forward to the regional, what kind of things does the team need to focus on, and what are your ambitions for that tournament?
For us, the one thing we always focus on is kind of minimizing expectations compared to everybody else. We look internally and say, what can we do to maximize ourselves? If we do that, the results are going to come, and that's the emphasis we're going to have going into the regional championship is what can we do on that given day to make sure we max out personally. If we do that, I think we'll be good.
How difficult is it for a program, like you said, losing, your Molly Montonis, Brady Spikers, rich tradition of success, especially on the men's side, making it to nationals for 3 straight years. How do you coach this younger group and the up-and-comings to prepare them for those vacancies?
Yeah, it's kind of challenging because, like I said, the expectation is already there. So it's a lot of teaching them that it's a process and it takes time. The biggest challenge, I think, is having them understand that they have to be patient. Nothing happens good just overnight, and they're going to have to work, and they're going to have to put in the type of work that those people did before them. You look at a guy like Cody Christ, he wasn't successful right away. He wasn't an all-star coming out of high school. It took a couple years for him to really make his mark. So we really just kind of have to keep hammering that message home. If you keep doing the right things over and over and over again, we're going to get back to where we need to be. But they just need to be patient and trust that that's going to happen.